You know how many people I've seen sell food stamps to get their hair done, nails done, their toes done, buy an outfit to go to the club, drugs? A lot. If I've seen it, other people seen it. Absolutely. You know what? That's why people don't give two. I've seen people, women, get a new man. The man got the food stamp. Now, the food stamp is for her and her kids. The man has the food stamp card and he in the grocery store buying that he want. People see that. You know what? They don't give two. You know, some kids go to school and get breakfast and lunch, no dinner, because mama not sold the food stamps for that she wanted. Dumb people don't give two. And people are saying, well, what about my kids? Well, yeah, what about your kids when you had the food stamps, you out there selling them? What did you think about your children then?
Come on.
The that people do, people see that. So now people are like, I don't care. Life is about to start life for a lot of people. But don't get mad when people don't give two. Because we see so many people out there abusing that
Come on.
They be like, I don't give a you know, what about my kids? What about your kids when you was out there doing that up with them food stamps?
Yes. Listen, this woman is on point. This woman is on point. And let's dive a little deeper into understanding why selling food stamps is, one, disrespectful, and two, considered theft. A lot of people who receive these benefits don't have the proper understanding of food stamps, EBT, government assistance. People have the wrong perspective on government assistance. Now, the benefits that the people receive don't actually belong to the people receiving them.
Fact.
The benefits belong to the government, which means taxpayers. Okay, the benefits don't belong to the people who receive and or qualify for those benefits. They belong to the government, which means the taxpayers. Okay, so if you are selling food stamps for something other than food, you are stealing, and it is considered fraud. It's considered fraud because if you have enough food stamps to be able to sell some, then perhaps you would not have qualified for the assistance in the first place. If you are selling food stamps in return for profit, you are stealing money from the government, which means taxpayers. This is why there is outrage right now. This is why there is outrage at people selling food stamps. It is considered fraud. It is considered theft and stealing. And it is a breach of the contract because you applied for food stamps, which means that the resources are to be used for food. That is the contract. You need assistance with eating. So the resources that we are going to give you are to be used for food. That is the contract. And you sign on a dotted line for that. But what people have been doing is violating the contract. It's business. You go into business with the government, which means taxpayers. The taxpayers are holding up their end of the deal by going to work every day. They're going to work every day and they're being taxed to provide a service to people who are in need. Most taxpayers don't have a problem with that. Taxpayers have a problem when the contract is violated. And the contract gets violated when people take the resources that are to be used for food and turn around and sell those resources for a profit to be spent elsewhere. That's what people get pissed off about. That's when people get apathetic. And that's when people say, I don't care that you're losing. That's what it's about. It's about the breach of the contract, the violation of the contract. Of course, people are going to get mad when someone violates the business deal. Of course. Of course, people are going to be outraged when they're getting screwed over in the business deal. When you sell food stamps, you are violating the contract and you are telling people that you are bad for business. That's what you're telling people. You're telling people you're bad for business. And when people don't want to do business with you, when people don't want to do business with you, then you get mad and say, okay, cool, well, I'll just go steal. So you go from violating the contract to stealing. But when you don't understand business properly, when you don't understand economics, you think what you're doing is okay. Not only do you think it's okay, you feel entitled to doing it. And the reality is, most people are bad for business, and taxpayers don't want to do business with you.
That's why they getting rid of food stamps right now, because of people like y'all that go sell y'all food stamps. Y'all supposed to be providing. Y'all get food stamps because y'all got kids. The more kids you have, the more food stamps you get. You got $2,000 in food stamps and you go sell them all. And your kids is hungry. They at school crying because they starving. They gotta come home to an empty refrigerator, an empty freezer, and they wondering why these kids hungry. Next thing you know, your kids in the system because they being neglected because you sold all your food stamps that you claiming. That's why you applied for them.
You're claiming that you need them, right? You're claiming that you need them. So you're selling food stamps. You're getting $2,000 a month, $500 a week for groceries. Really, I mean, it's incredible. And, people who receive food stamps in EBT, for those who are selling them, for those who are abusing them, if you want the benefits to continue, then just use them properly. If you want the benefits to continue without being interrupted, then just use them properly. Usually when a shutdown or a pause happens, it's because, listen, the government's saying, look, we need to review. We need to review what's going on. We need to review how these resources are being used, or some sort of recertification period. If there's a pause in an individual's food stamp benefits or EBT or rent vouchers, whatever it is, whatever the government assistant is, if there's a pause, it's because there's review that needs to take place. Listen, we need to recertify you. We need to make sure that you're using the benefits properly. We need to protect the taxpayer. Right? So yeah, if you want the benefits to continue uninterrupted, then use it properly. If you're getting $2,000 a month in food stamps, which is crazy, $2,000 a month to spend on food, and you're selling it all, and you're selling it for cash so that you can have control of the money, because they're selling it for cash because they want to spend the money elsewhere. But the way that they receive the money, right, it restricts them to using the money for food and food alone, which is why they applied for it. Look, hey, I need assistance with food, so I'm going to apply for food stamps. Government says, okay, you need help with food, so we're going to give you money for food. So they're restricted. They get money loaded on a card. This card's for food. So they sell the food stamps. They're trying to get around it. Oh, well, I have money, but I only have money in this form. So let me try and get this money a different way. Sell some food stamps, so now I have some cash. Look, can't do that. You cannot do that and expect the system to not be interrupted. That doesn't make sense. It's illogical and it's irrational. And the thing is, you will see is that most people feel as though these are their benefits. Where's my EBT? Where's my food stamps? Where's my fuel assistance? Where's my? They're not giving me my. Y'all better give me my. You're not taking my. It's not yours. The benefits don't belong to the recipients. They belong to the government. They don't belong to them. So perhaps there needs to be an understanding of the benefits, because people don't understand them properly. People don't understand food stamps, EBT, TANF, rent vouchers, fuel assistance. People don't understand this with the proper perspective. That's why they come out and say, where's my? How are they going to take my? They better give me my. That's why people use this vernacular, because they don't properly understand it. They don't properly understand how the system works. And if they do and they're still speaking this way, that makes it even more egregious.
I just seen a video about a guy. He says that he works at Walmart. He had to close the Walmart down because everybody came in shoplifting food because of people not getting their food stamps. I'm not sure if it's 100% true or not, but that's going to be happening a lot, especially if people don't get their benefits the beginning of November, which is kind of halfway seeming like they're not. It's about to be a lot of shoplifting. Sure. It's going to be a lot of stealing. And to be honest, I might join too. I ain't got no food in my refrigerator. I'm hungry. Okay, so I
mean, you just can't make this up.
Well, listen, somebody has to take the fall for the others. Right? If everybody's going to be going into the store to steal and running back out, somebody has to take the fall for the others. Who's volunteering? You, sweetheart, are you volunteering? Are you volunteering? Are you going to be one of the looters who fall on the sword so that your brothers and sisters can get away with some steaks and oxtail? Are you volunteering? You falling on the sword? You going to be the lamb? Personally, I don't think she's built for that. I don't. And I don't think any of them are. But listen, when you want to be a food stamp and EBT crusader and revolutionary, that's what you get. That is it for me today. Catch you on in the next video.